Hi, how are you? I'm preparing everything and we will start in 8 minutes. The quality is not very good. Check. Oh, now it's good, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think everything is almost ready, but we will start in 7 minutes. If anybody has any questions while we wait, I can give you answers. So, are you here already or? Okay, 5 minutes and I will start. Okay, I'll start in 2 minutes. Not sure if there's someone because YouTube doesn't give me the instant audience, and I only see people if they use the chat. So feel free to write something in the chat so that I know that you're here. Okay, it's time, but I only see two viewers. One of them it's me because I have another computer, and the other one I'm not sure if it's me again in this computer. So if you are here, please let me know. Use the chat. Okay, if not, I guess there's nobody home. So I'll wait some minutes. Hi, how are you? I was waiting for someone to come. It's the time now. I think I should start, but yeah, I guess somebody else will come. So I don't see you unless you use the chat. So please use the chat to let me know that you are ready. Hi, how are you? I see more people coming. So yeah, I guess we're supposed to start. I was waiting for people. Um, I was saying that I see that there's people. I mean, YouTube says that there are two viewers. Hi, Sonny, it's you. Okay. Then, yeah, I think people are coming now. So, yeah, let's wait 3 seconds or 1 minute and we will start. Okay. So I see you, and then I guess there are two more people, but I don't. If they don't use the chat, I don't even know if they are here or not. Okay, now another one. Hi, how are you? Again, let me repeat. You should use the chat to say that you're ready, so that I know that who is here, because YouTube doesn't give me a list of viewers. So because depending, I mean, the intention today was to start from, I mean, getting started with Codoozer. But depending on the audience, I can do something more advanced if you prefer, or I can do, because I guess, Sonny, if it's only you, I guess you prefer to do some questions and answers, things like that. And well, there's a delay of like 20 seconds when I speak. So that's why, I mean, that's the reason I have to make a pause after asking something. Okay, is there anyone or? I don't know why the webinars in English always have a few audience, a really small audience. I'm not sure if it's because of the time or maybe there's confusion when I set the time in Europe, something like that. But well, just let me know if you're here and I can start. No? No one here? Hello? No, I didn't. I forgot today because well, I have a really busy day, so I didn't tweet it. I just sent the link to the new users because this week we started promoting Codoozer, and I sent the link to the new users only. It was like 40 people, something like that, but I'm not sure if it's the time or what. But I mean, when I try to do a webinar in English, I always get like a really small audience, basically you always, and and yeah, less people. Normally in the Spanish one, there are like 15, 20 people in every webinar, but I don't know why. So since it's only you, it seems, because I see 4 viewers. One it's you, Sonny, and then I think 2 of them are me because I'm in 2 computers, and the other one I'm not sure who is he, or because he's not saying anything. So maybe it's some computer that left YouTube on. So if you want to turn this webinar into a questions and answers thing, it's okay with me because I guess if I guess I mean the getting started for you it's gonna be useless. Well, it can be questions and answers, or it can be, I mean, just let me know your wishes or the functionalities that you need, and I can see if we can develop them. Because well, we have done some new features. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, and some of them are really cool. And I think today, maybe later or tomorrow, I will release 2 new functionalities. that are quite great. One of them, well, I can tell you, one of them is the ability to save files on the external memory of the phone. Okay, so you can open those files from outside the app. Okay, so the same way you can upload to Firebase storage. I mean, only with the function set, you will be able to set a file in the memory of the phone. Basically, it's going to be like set, and the what must be. Well, let me put it here. Okay, yeah, this is the example I was creating yesterday with the two new functionalities. So look, I have this content with a scroll. Okay, then if I click on the first image, I have this function, which is super cool. Well, first, the action set, the function set, and the what is this? Disk at disk dot and the name of the file. Okay, so that will let you save something, some file, okay, in the phone, okay, outside the app. And then this other cool thing is super cool. Okay, this is going to work for any view, or I mean any component. Okay, yeah, the reason is in Android they are called views, what we call components. Okay, so if you use add element dot body, which is this component, but it can be any component, then you put dot shot, then it will save like a screenshot, but for the content of the view. So it will take all the content of the view of the component body, okay, and it will create a PNG file with that content. So it will render the component inside an image. Okay, then you can save that on disk. Okay, and this is very useful. I mean, if you create some app that, for example, you need, or I mean, some salesman who is visiting a customer. Okay, maybe they are like creating a budget or some invoice. Okay, so the salesman can do the invoice and then just save it and then maybe send it via email or something like that. So it's going to be, or maybe if a restaurant or some place wants to print QR codes and generate them from the app, okay, that would be also useful. Yeah, at this point, it only saves PNG files, okay, but I will see if we can do PDF files. I'm not sure. I guess there will be some library to create PDF files from this. Yeah, or for having reports, dashboards, things like that, and then put them on an image and save it on the phone. And I think that's going to be useful. Okay, then, well, I'm not sure if I told you that we already have the, yeah, I think I did, the remote databases, JSON files. You can put them on your server. Okay, and now they work from the app. Did I tell you that? Okay, you have a question. Pulling back local phone variables such to I can use the lat long later. You're having trouble with that? When? This week or last week? Because there was some trouble, I think, last week using the app.location, but only if it was done from a job. But you shouldn't have trouble doing that. Let me check. I'm using that in this app. And let me show you how to do it. Mm, 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 mm. Here, I use it like this, and it's working. I thought you knew what jobs are. Okay, so I think we released jobs like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe even more. Okay, so they are here. Okay, let me show you an example. Maybe I have. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on. What's up? Yeah, maybe it's this one. This one maybe. No. Yeah, this one. Okay. So, well, basically a job is it's similar to a view. Well, not really similar. It's not a view, but is um how should I explain it? It's like a view that doesn't have a view. Okay, let me explain. So jobs are useful when you want to do something, even when the app is in I mean is off. Okay, if the user leaves the app and you want the app to keep doing something, okay, then you use a job. Okay, it's like a background service or something like that. Okay, for example, imagine that you are creating an app for um, taking your location every 5 minutes, something like that. Maybe you are drawing a road, or maybe it's an app for a truck driver or something like that that wants to send the location every 5 minutes to the server, so that the manager can check all the truck drivers, where are they, and things like that. Okay, so normally the truck driver, I mean, he won't have always the app on, right? Maybe he starts the app every day and then he uses the phone for making phone calls or for doing other things. Okay, so then the app goes to background mode. Okay, it's not in the in the foreground. Okay, so you can use a job to to tell the app to keep doing something, okay, while the app is off. For example, if you are used to use like Spotify or other apps like Google Keep or Google Fit, okay, so that you can track your exercise. Okay, normally when you go out of the app, you see an icon that tells you, I mean, in the notification bar, you will see a notification that will tell you that the app is taking your steps or something like that, right? Or in Spotify, when you close the app, but you are still listening to music, you go to the notification bar on the phone and you see the small player there. Okay, that indicates you that Spotify is still working. Okay, so basically that's because they are using something similar. I mean, we call them jobs, but they are called services on Android. They are foreground services. Okay, so basically here's how you do it. Okay, you add a job here in the jobs folder. Okay, then you put an ID and you have to select the type. Now we only have foreground jobs. Okay, there's another type of jobs which are the background jobs. Okay, the foreground jobs are the ones that go to the foreground when the app is on background. Okay, so the user always knows that your app is doing tasks. Okay, because the thing is that when you start a job, a foreground job, you are forced to show a notification. Okay, so this is here. I mean, we in Codoozer, you put a title and then a description, and you can use an icon. Well, you have to put an icon. Okay, this is the icon that will be displayed on the notification bar. And if you expand the notifications, um, then you'll see the title and the description. Okay, so you can use that title and description to tell the user the name of the app and to tell him that go to the app to stop doing this, something like that. Okay, so basically that's it. Okay, then you have these events, and this is where you put the behavior of the job. Okay, you have 3 events. You have the on start, and here is where you are going to tell the app what it should do on the background. Okay, then well, you can put a loop here like this example. Okay, I have a loop that repeats 100 times, and every 5 seconds it does this. It adds the location to the database. Okay, look, yeah, maybe this is why you were having the problem. You were using app location.lat. Okay, but for the app location, you have to put latitude and longitude. Okay, maybe that was the reason you were not getting the latitude. Okay, but yeah, but basically this job, when I start the job, it does this. Okay, well, it sets this property to true, and then it loops 100 times every 5 seconds. So I take the location and I put it on Firebase. Okay, so if I put the app on background mode, I will see the notification in my notification bar, and it will tell me that the app is like taking my location, things like that. Okay, then you have another event, which is the onComplete. Okay, this will be called when these functions finish. I think, yeah. Then you have the onError, which is I'm not sure. I don't remember if when it's called this event. I think, well, I guess if something wrong happens. Okay, maybe if, yeah, maybe if the job is turned off by the phone or things like that. Okay, then you get this event. Okay, but normally the most important one is the on start. Okay. So in order to start the job, you have to do something like where? I think it's here. Yeah, this button. Okay, I have here this button, the start button. And basically you only need to do this. The function is called start, and then the ID of the job. Okay, so this way you start the job. Okay, but well, I said that this job was going to have was going to repeat. I mean, the main loop was going to repeat 100 times. Okay, but you can let the user decide when to stop. There's another function called end. So this will end the job. Okay, I mean, no matter if it's in the iteration number 20 or whatever. Okay, this will end the job. So normally you have to play with, if you put a button for starting getting the locations, for example, at that moment you should change the button. Okay, if it's a text that says start, then you could hear when starting the job, you could do another function to change the text to end. Okay, so the same button starts and stops, something like that. But it's that simple. Okay, it's not complicated using jobs. Okay, then we also have, if you're using locations, I guess you are doing things with maps. So there's another new thing here in this. Have you seen this app from me? Well, I'm not sure if I'll find it here. No, there are a lot of apps for this, but let me check. I think I can find it. I launched it like 3 days ago. Okay, so basically, well, I don't have a video and my phone is not connected. Well, I have the, well, yeah, I have the cable here. Let me put my phone and I can show you the app. Because if you're using maps in your app, this app uses a function, new function that it might be really useful. Okay, let me try Visor. Wait, it's not working. Okay. Now. Well, we'll release the action called address, which basically allows you to get an address from a location, or get a location from an address, or get some parts of a location from an address. Okay, so basically look this up. Okay, I just move the map, and whenever I stop, the address on the top changes, and also the location on the bottom. Okay, or you can use it to search something like Golden Gate Park. Okay, so you get the address, you get everything, the location, and then you can move and it will change. Okay, and then this app also has something very interesting, which is also new. Now you can save things on the clipboard. Okay, for example, I have the address here on the top. If I click in this button, look, I saw this toast text that tells me that it was copied on the clipboard. Then I can go to let's go to this here, for example. So now I can paste. And I have the address and also the link to Google Maps. Okay, for example. So I can show you how to do that. Well, it's here in the main view. So here on the map, for example, when on the onChange event, I use this address. I mean this function, the function address. Okay. So you can say from is the, I mean, the data you are giving to the function. Okay, so from that data you want some result. So here in this case I'm sending the GPS location, the map center, which is latitude comma longitude. Okay, then here in format, I say what I want to take from, I mean, which part of it or which kind of information I want. So, okay, so in this case, I want the address. Okay, but you can say put here whatever text you need and then use like postal code, comma, locality. I mean, there's like 5 or 7 keywords, so it will, I mean, we will use the Google SDK and try to get a location from this point, okay? And then it gets information from Google. I mean, the whole information about that point, okay? And it will replace, it will take this text, okay? And it will replace these keywords like address, postal code, locality, admin area, country name, I think it is. I mean, it will be on the help, okay, but it will return and put here on this property, it will put this text but changing with the real values, okay, and that's how it works. So, and you can do something like latitude comma longitude, okay, and then here put the name of a text, for example. And I think that's what I do on the dialog here. When they click on search, well, since I have the keywords here in this property, I convert that text to format latitude dot comma longitude. Okay. Or another question. I'm struggling with local database that has nested items. Demo with many nested values that I can't seem to pull back. You cannot? I should see it. I mean, I should see that file or the CDS, CDC. Sorry, I always have trouble with the C or Z. I think you say C and the British people say Z, right? Your CDC. Okay, to my dojo email, then to Inaki or to support, because I have each one in different computers, so let me check. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, let me try to open it. Temp. Well, can you send it to support at dojo.email? Because then I will receive it on the same computer I'm broadcasting, so that I can put it on screen. Well, or I can do it as well. Well, maybe you did it already. Okay, I sent it. Okay, it's here now. Um, okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, and how are you trying to get it? Okay, but I think I sent you an email explaining that you could use this online and access like nested. I use nested things for filtering and also for maps. But how are you trying to show this on the app with a list or just accessing? I mean, with regular components and show the information. Well, maybe I can use it and let's try to do an app with this. Let's go back to Codoozer, start a new project, test API. I could at least, well, I think this doesn't make sense for a list since, I mean, it's only one document. Because I mean, lists are for collections where you have like the same structure repeated, but in this case a list, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. So if you want to show this one, let's create first the app, I mean the database. WAP it's called, yeah, JSON. Okay, and here you can just put the URL if you want it online, but in this case it's only local. Okay, so basically I think you should just be able to put things like, well, I have it here, let me put it here. Here, okay. You should be able to do things like this, for example, wind, for example. Well, let's put a group here with padding and put this inside a group. Wind, for example, here I can put wind and then just something like source, and here you should be able to use database dot wap dot wind dot speed. This should work. Okay, and then let's try another one like description. Source database dot wap dot weather dot description. Okay, let's try this. I mean, this is the way it's supposed to work. Let's try. Did you try this and you had trouble? Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if I tried because normally you have one collection, then you have documents inside the collection, and then you have parameters. But here it's not a collection. I mean, it's a document that has, well, yeah, I think it should work. Okay, it's ready. Let's try. Wow, my cable is really bad. Yeah, well, it works with the wind. Maybe I wrote the other thing. Yeah, I think no. Wind. This is weird. Huh? Not sure if this is. Hi, Foluso. How are you? Yeah, I mean, we changed our mind, and the thing is that we were supposed to do a getting started webinar today, but since no one came at time, only Sonny, and he knows how to use Codoozer already. Then we decided to do some questions and answer webinar. Okay, but yeah, believe me, I mean, people that are not programmers, they can create apps with Codoozer. I mean, there are some users that they were used to MobbingCube and they never um, programmed anything. I mean, they were not even computer people, they are creating super cool apps with Codoozer. I mean, with Codoozer, you have to think like a programmer, but you don't need to program. I mean, it's more complex than MovingCube, that's for sure. I mean, we are looking for a different audience here. I mean, MovingCube is like an entry point for creating apps, and this is more advanced. This is for people who want to learn and you know, I mean, it's more technical. Okay, but you don't need to code. You do things the same way like coders do, but you don't code. You just click, and that's all. Okay, I don't know why the description is not showing. I think I put everything database.wap.weather. Ah, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, the thing is that you see that weather, this is the value of weather is an array. Okay, so this is not a JSON object. So in order to get the description, you should do something like, since it's only one object in the array, you should do this 0 weather dot 0 because it's the first element, and then description. Okay, let's try now. So yeah, the thing is that Foluso, well, I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly, sorry if not. Yeah, it's more complicated to use, to be honest. Okay, you need to take the lessons from chapter 1, the one that was supposed to be today. So I guess I will repeat it next week. Maybe if I promote it better, I will get more people. Yeah, but believe me, you can create super advanced apps that no other app builder is going to be capable of doing that. Okay, because well, in fact, Codoozer is not an app builder, but a code builder. So it doesn't generate apps like any other app builder. It generates source code. So every app created with Codoozer um, has a different source code. Okay, so it generates a different source code and only puts inside the app the things that the app needs. So Codoozer doesn't put uh, ad networks, SDKs, things like that if you are not using them. But you can create apps like, I mean, not Uber, but almost. I mean, you can create real-time databases. You can connect maps with databases in real time. You can make things move on the screen. I mean, you can interact. I mean, you have this app where people are chatting and sending things. Okay, well, with Codoozer, you could do something with more interactions with the user, not only a public chat like the one you're using with MovingCube. Well, this is taking more than expected. Let's see. Well, in the meantime, I can explain, Sonny, that when you have an array like this with these brackets or brackets, I don't know, um, you can use a number, which is an index, to access some of the documents inside. Okay, but you could also do something like this, length. If you put this, then oh, length. Okay, if you use this, then this will give you the number of documents that the array has. Okay, now let's try. Okay, yeah. Now we have it. You see? So maybe that was the trouble you were having. That there were some parts that were erased. Okay, and yeah, and I guess that's it. Is there a way to rewrite the lat long fields on the? You mean put the lat and latitude and longitude here in the app? You can use a set. You can do basically the same as here. Imagine that you put an event, maybe on preload or unloaded, and you can use function set, and then again you can just put database dot wap dot chord dot lat, and the value can be app dot location dot latitude. Okay, because well, the thing is that if you are going to use this database as an online database because you are getting it from an API, then it will download every time you open the app. But once it's open, you can put values in it. Okay, but after you exit the app, all these values will be gone, I think. Yeah, because next time you open the app, it will download the database again, so it will overwrite the changes you made. Is that what you're looking for? Maybe we can try. Mm, yeah, the thing, maybe the problem you are having with app.location is that you need the app to ask for permission to the user. Okay, so I mean, you cannot use for the first time location here, for example, in events, because in these events, there's no view on the screen. Okay, so the app, for in order to ask for permission, you need to have at least one view loaded on the screen. Okay, so maybe you could do something like put like welcome view, for example, and here we well, welcome, use the same wrapper maybe, and here we can put an event, unloaded, and just use the location for anything, like put some random property, GPS, and do this. Okay, this way, when trying to accessing this, then the app will ask for permission. Okay, then next time you use app location, you don't really need a view on the screen. Okay, so now you can go to welcome first. And here on welcome, we can do, for example, we could put a button here, like enter. And in the center, middle, and for example, and here we can just go to the main view. Go to main view. Okay, then in menu we are changing this. Now we could do it on the preload. Okay, and just copy this, put it here, and remove the unloaded. Okay, so now we have this latitude on the database. And we can also put the longitude, which is long. Okay. Yeah, and I guess we could use a map here. Yeah, but no, I mean, the maps are for collections, and this is not a collection, so no. We should put all that information in a new collection. We could create a temporary one, something like that. But anyway, we can put the location here and see what happens. Database.court court.lat, for example. Okay. And learn. Okay, let's see what happens. But I'm curious, and why do you want to change the location after receiving the information? Because, I mean, if you put a different location here, um, the other information is not going to be related to that point. So I'm not sure if this makes sense at all. Oh, I see that someone came in. Hello. I can only see you if you use the chat. But again, let me tell you that we decided to change the topic of this webinar because nobody came, only Sonny. And he already knows how to use Codoozer. So we changed the topic and we did a Q&A webinar. I guess next week I will try to do the getting started again. Okay. Um, it's not updating the visor. Look, now I'm in the welcome screen and I get this permission request. Okay, so now I give permission. So next time I don't need to have a view on the screen to use the application. Now I can go to the main view. You see? Oh, there's something wrong. Yeah. Okay, I see. When we use the longitude, we got the whole thing. So this is a bug. I need to fix that. It's going to be really easy, but I guess But anyway, I guess this is my location. 339. Yeah, this is my location, or almost. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to try and change it because I'm just confirming that we have this mistake in the source code. I think this one has location. My computer is getting slow. Oof. No, okay, I think it's here. No. Oh, it's not here in this app. Location. Here, location manager. Get longitude. Mm-hmm. That LNG. Okay, then. Yeah, here's the thing. Oh no, it's correct. Okay, maybe I misspelled this longitude. Yeah, that's the only reason it can be. Mm. Ah, yeah, I put it in Spanish, sorry. Yeah, it's only because I missed the E. Yeah, it was taking only app location, because if this word, the third word, is not correct, then it will take only this app.location. Okay, yeah, but anyway, it worked. Because I set it here on the database, and then here I'm reading from the database. So yeah, it took my values. Okay. Okay, what else? I'm trying to think of new functionalities. Well, do you know the function calendar? That's not that new, but it's maybe from 4 weeks ago. Then what else? Let me check on functions. Well, I can check here. Okay, no, the jobs were well, the action listen. I'm not sure if you know this one. This is also quite new. I haven't tested it a lot. And well, I guess you know the wait function also. Well, the listen function is useful, especially when you want to do apps where users interact among each other. For example, if you try to do the tic-tac-toe game, something like that, um, you, I mean, both apps, I mean, one user and the other one, both apps could be listening with the function listen to one something in the database on Firebase. Okay, you can use, where is it? Listen. Then you could do something like listen to Firebase dot Firestore dot tic tac toe dot turn, for example. I think it works like this. I haven't tested, but you could do something like this. Listen to this. Okay, this is the no, the collection should be games, for example. Then tic tac toe, then turn. Okay, and then here you have these three things. Well, the if, which is normal, then unchanged and after. So unchanged is if this value changes, then you can do things here. Like check if my turn is, I mean, if I'm player one, and the new turn is 1, then it's my turn. So you could do things like go to a new view or refresh the screen or do things like that. Okay. And then the after, okay, the after is for you can stop. So if you use stop, then you only listen to that change once. Okay, and once you receive the notification of change, then you stop listening. Or you can do keep. So it keeps listening to that value. Okay. Oh, by the way, I don't know how, but this app started. And I think this is the one that has a job. Or no? No, no, it's not this one. Oh no, it's not this one. This is weird. I don't know. Maybe this one? No, no, I don't know. Okay, let's see your question, Fluso. Do you need a UI UX designer? Not really. I mean, um, I don't think you're. I mean, if of course if you have a designer, then I mean the app will look nice. Okay, but you don't really need. I mean, you can create it everything by your own. I mean, it's very simple. Look, Let me give you a quick thing. For example, here I have this view. Okay. Basically, do you know the JSON format? Do you know what a JSON is? So basically, a JSON is a text file, a plain text file that organizes the information. Yeah, sure, Sonny. See you another day then. I'm happy that it was useful for you. Okay, but anything, you know that you can always email me. Okay, so well then, Foluso, if you have time, do you want me to start the webinar as it was supposed to be? I mean, not 1 hour, but maybe we can be here like 30 minutes or something. Okay, so let me start a new project. Okay, there's a delay of 20 seconds or 25. So whenever I ask something, I have to wait. This is the bad thing of YouTube, but okay, I'm going to start. And if after 20 seconds you tell me that you don't have time, that'd be great. Okay, then let's start. Okay, so as I was telling you, Codoozer is not an app builder like MovingCube, like business apps or other things. Normally, the app builders, they offer some templates or some modules, and you create your app basically by selecting a template and edit some things, or getting modules and combining them. Okay, something like that. So so with Codoozer, we are trying to do something very different. We're trying to do a different concept. Um, our intention is not to create a new app builder. Our intention is to create a code builder or a software builder. Okay, so Codoozer is not only going to be for creating mobile apps like Android and iOS. The intention is that Codoozer is going to be for, I mean, we want to create a tool that allows a non-tech entrepreneur, okay, like yourself, right? So we want to offer in one tool all the things you need to be online. So with Codoozer, you will be able to create your Android app, your iOS app, your website, and also some server-side scripts or maybe apps for wearables, things like that. Okay, and even the desktop applications maybe in the future. Okay, so it's a software builder. Okay, um, so we are not targeting people with no knowledge at all. Okay, like MovingCube. Like MovingCube is the entry point for creating apps without programming. Okay, but with Codoozer, we're trying to do something more advanced because you know that with app builders like MovingCube or business apps or all others, basically you are very limited in the number of functionalities. I mean, not very limited. I mean, some app builders have a lot of functionalities. I mean, MovingCube has enough functionalities, right? But you have to fit to those functionalities. So whenever someone wants to create something that needs more, then it's very difficult to do with an app builder. Okay, then normally you need a software developer to do it. Okay, so with Codoozer, we wanted to do something in the middle between an app builder and a software developer. So something in the middle, something that a non-developer could use to create professional software, but also something that a already programmer could use in order to save time. Okay, because with Codoozer, you are going to create real software. Okay. Um, yeah. So, well, first thing, Codoozer is not part of MovingCube. I have to be clear on that. It's a different company. MovingCube is one company. Codoozer is another one. Different teams. The only thing in common is that I'm the co-founder of both. Okay, but well, MovingCube is not mine. now. We sold the company, but I still work for MovingCube. And then this is a new project I started with a different co-founders last year. I think we started in September, something like that. Okay, so I took basically all my experience on MovingCube, all the feedback from users, and oh yeah, basically that. And then I started thinking how we could do something more advanced. Okay, then we came to this idea of Codoozer. Okay, and the results are amazing. I mean, not even us could imagine that in I think it took us like 7 months to build it, that we could do something so advanced. Okay, because for MovingCube, it took us like years to create it, and we spent like 3 million euros to build it. Okay, but Codoozer, it was only 3 people, my two co-founders and me, and the results are really, I mean, they can really be surprising. Okay, so now we released in May, last May, 15th of May, something like that, and now we are on. Yeah, of course, it's a bigger vision because we want to create something more than just apps. Okay, so yeah, since we launched it, then I mean, in May you could do already complex things, but now every week we are launching new functionalities because for us developing Codoozer is something very fast. Okay, because and that's the reason why we don't have a super nice interface. Okay, everything is based on JSON, you see. I mean, you cannot drag and drop things like in app builders, but once you get used to it, then it's super fast to use it. Okay, but then also for us to develop new functionalities is super easy now because we just have to add some lines in the code, and then we have a new functionality in the dashboard. Okay, because for example with MovingCube, if we want to add something simple to the apps, then it takes us a lot of time to put it on the interface, on the edition interface. We have to design how to drag things. I mean, it's more complicated, okay? But it takes time. But here we can do a new functionality in just one day, okay? So yeah, that's the idea, okay? So okay, let's talk about how it works. I can explain the dashboard. It's very simple, as you can see. So when you register and you don't have any project, then you have something similar to this. This is for starting a new project. Okay, you can start from scratch, or you can just drop your file here. Okay, and the thing is that Codoozer now it works locally. Okay, so everything you do is in your computer. Okay, we use the database on Google Chrome. Okay, so everything you do stays locally. Okay, we don't keep now information about your apps and stuff. Okay, so normally after you stop working for that day, you download your project in a file that we call the CDC file. Okay, so you can store it in your computer, and tomorrow you can open Codoozer, and if something happened and the database from Chrome crashes, then you can just upload your file and keep working on it. Okay, so and that is one of the reasons that Codoozer is super fast to edit. Okay, so now I'm starting from scratch. Okay, when you start from scratch, you have this minimum app, which basically has this on the screen. And if you tap, I think if you tap in this button, you see a dialog like this one. Okay, but let me explain the interface. So it's very simple, as you can see. Yeah, this is JSON. Yeah, we work in JSON. Everything is defined using JSON format. Okay, I guess you know it already, but you don't have to worry about writing the JSON file. Okay, if you have worked with JSON files, you see that, I mean, you know that all the commas and all the brackets and all the yeah, quotes and everything can be very messy, especially if the file gets big, then it's very difficult because you can lose control of it, right? So in Codoozer, I mean, we use JSON, but you don't really need to care about the JSON thing, because you only have buttons here. Okay, so if you want to add things, you click here and you have all the options that you can add. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, so yeah, but everything is JSON. You see, this is, I mean, we have a JSON file behind, and the interface is making it nicer and easier to edit. If you want to add, for example, here I'm editing the content on the UI. So if I want to add an image, I click here, then I select image, and then I select the file. Okay, if it's not this file, I can just wait. This keyboard is not from a Mac computer, and it's not working like I expected. Oh, okay, hold on. Well, you can just drag and drop one file, pump, and automatically it's here, so I can use it. You see, everything is super fast with Codoozer. Okay, so yeah, and it's JSON. I mean, it's JSON, but you just don't worry about quotes. You can change anything. For example, if you want to change this size, you can, well, you can use this, or you can write here some value, or you can, I mean, it recognize, if you remove the percentage thing and you want to use absolute values, then it detects that there's no percentage, so the bar goes away. Okay, so everything is made easy for you, so you don't have to worry about making mistakes in the JSON format. Where else? And well, there's a little bit of dragging and dropping. Only if you want to change the order, you can change the order like doing things like this, but you can also change the mode and do things like that. Okay, or you can also copy this and put it, a copy of it here, and then you see. So you see that it's very fast and it's easy. I mean, at the first time you see it, you think that it's going to be very difficult, but it's not. Okay, it's very easy. And then we have, I mean, this is only for putting elements on the screen, but the great thing of Codoozer is that you can add a lot of logic to your app. Okay, you can start programming without programming. Okay, because we have some things called, well, we have functions, which is similar to the actions on MovingCube. So you can put functions in a lot of places. I mean, there are events. For example, we have here in the app, this is the main file, the app. Okay, and for the app, we have some events. Well, now we only have one event for the app. We have the on start. Okay, so this event means that the app just started. Okay, so here we can define all the things we want the app to do after starting. Okay, we can, I mean, this is a JSON object, but and represents a function. Okay, so we can add more functions. So we can put a row of functions. Okay, and we have functions. This is the whole list of functions that we currently have. So you see there's a lot of them. Okay, so you can do all of this, but there's one which is very powerful, is this one, set. Okay, this is for setting values. I think you already know that in MovingCube the bars and the cookies, right? So here we have something similar but super powerful. We have one thing that is called references. Okay, so a reference is like giving access to something that stores values. Okay, so we can add values. I mean, we can keep values on properties. For example, if we put property dot name, for example, and here we put Iñaki, this will store in this property This is a reference, okay? But the first word, I mean, you put at, then you put a word which says the type of reference. We have properties. We have, well, it's here. Well, sorry, this presentation is in Spanish, but only to check the names. Okay, we have properties, we have cookies. I mean, the difference is that properties will be removed when you close the app, but cookies will remain for next time. Okay, then you can access app values like the location of the device. You can add the timestamp. You can access some values of the device. But then you can also access components. Components are the things you put here. Okay, these are components. Components can be text, can be images, can be buttons, can be ad banners, can be cropper for cropping images and editing images, can be a group. In a group you can put components inside. It can be an image, input text, it can be a list, it can be a map, a PDF viewer, a range, which is this, you know. It can be scanner. You can make a QR code scanner or a barcode scanner. Okay, well, we have to put the Firebase file for using the scanner, but you can use selects. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, now since I put the scanner, it tells me to add this file. Let me. Well, we can undo things. Okay, now we have lists. Okay, so you can pick a value. We have switches like this one. We have text, you have video, and we have web. Okay, so with that you can create your UI. Okay, but well, these are components. So from here you can also access components. So you can change, for example, the text size or the color of the background in real time. Well, I mean, the user can, I mean, they can click on something and you can react to that something and change the color of an element, things like that. Okay. I mean, it will get more complicated in next classes, but then you can access databases, but here databases are super powerful. You can use local databases or you can use online databases, but databases here in Codoozer are for reading, but also for writing. Okay, so you can write on databases. You can add rows on databases from the app. Okay, and then you can also use Firebase. Okay, but not only for reading things, but from Firebase, we are using several products. We are using um, Firestore, which is the database, real-time database. We can use storage to store things on Firebase. Okay, for example, you can do an app that takes a pic. I mean, the user takes a picture, then he can select or he can rotate the picture and crop one part of the picture, and then you can upload that picture to Firebase and use it as the profile image for that user, for example. Okay, then we can use, I mean, authentication from Firebase. Okay, but you don't need to add an add-on here. I mean, you can design your own screen. Okay, and then you have a function for login. Okay, so basically you put the email and the password, and then you can react. Okay, if you put the email and the password, then you have this event called onValid. So this will connect with Firebase, and we'll try to do a login with the email you put here and the password you put here. Okay, then you can define this event on valid. So if it's valid, I mean the login was okay, then you can go to main view, for example. Okay, or you can do whatever you want. But then you have this on invalid. Okay, so if the email and the password were wrong, then you could, I mean, maybe pop up a dialog, like the main dialog, or you can create your own dialog for showing the error. Okay, so basically this is the programming you do on Codoozer. Okay, it's just clicking and adding things, you see. Okay, so how do you write the email? I mean, it's the user who needs to write the email here, right? Not us. So you can create, okay, let's copy this function and put it, for example, imagine that this is the login button. We can paste the function here. Okay, and where is it? We have to find out the email from the user. Okay, so how can we do things like this? So let me remove things here because it's getting a bit messy. Okay, so imagine that you have here one component, which is an input text. Okay, well, I'm not going to do it nice, just have the input text here. So you can link one component with another or one function with another. I mean, you put source here on this input, and then you can store whatever the user writes here, you can store it here like this, like property dot email. Okay, so every time the user clicks on the keyboard and changes the text, that value will be stored here. Okay, so now in our function, in our login function, we can do this, property dot email. Okay, so when we call the login function, we are going to use the email that the user used. Okay, we could do something like for the password. Okay, so basically this is the way you can create a login, and this is native. Okay, it's going to use Firebase authentication, and it's going to be native. Okay, well, we have some templates as well. We created one template. If you click here on import, now we have one module for login. You can import it to your app. We will put more add-ons here, but here add-ons are not web-based like in MovingCube. Here are native add-ons. So basically you put the add-on, and now you can just, well, since I'm using Google, let me upload. I mean, I'm going to integrate Firebase so that I don't get this message, okay? So basically, look, integrating Firebase. I have this Google services file. You know what it is, okay? So basically, I drag and drop it here, and now I have Firebase integrated in my app. I go to the main file. Now on Android, when I dropped the Google services, it created this line. Okay, so now it says a file, and now I can activate my Firebase services like authentication. Okay, that's it. This is how you integrate Firebase on Codoozer. So now I have this is the add-on, but it's you can edit everything. Okay, this is you have all the content from the add-on. You can change everything from here. For example, if you want to change the background image, you can just take, okay, I think I have a different one here. For example, I have this background. I can drop it here, and now I can change the background image. You see, I can change colors, I can change everything here. Okay, and we will have more templates soon. not only for add-ons like the login part, we will have more, but we will also have templates for full apps. Okay, but these are not templates like in business apps or other app builders or MovingCube. Well, in MovingCube you can change everything in the templates. Okay, but here templates are going just to be something that you start from. Okay, but then you can change everything. Okay, it's totally native, so you can change everything. Okay. Um, Authentication with phone numbers, not yet. Now we are only using Google, I mean the email and password, but I guess we will put that soon. Okay, since Firebase allows us to put this type of authentications, I guess we will add it. Okay, it's very easy for us to add. I mean, we have a big list of functionalities that we want to add. Okay, but yeah, but we will add it. I mean, it's super fast. Okay. What else? What else you can do? Well, this is the interface. So here on the left, you can create a new project. You can open the projects you have in your Google Chrome. You can import. This is what I told you. And from here, you can save your project. So every time you're working, you just download the file. So all the project stays in your computer. Okay, so you can, I mean, every maybe 10 minutes or so, you can download the file just in case Google Chrome fails. Okay, but next time you just, I mean, if you create a new project here, for example, you can drag and drop, for example, yeah, for example, I have one zip file which is a CDC. Oh, wait. Yeah, it imported my new project. So now I have all my content here. Okay. So yeah, this is for saving your project in your computer, and this is for generating the APK. Okay, you click here, and in 1 minute to 3 minutes, you will have your APK ready. Okay. So yeah, and then in this area, in the gray area, you have all the files for your project. Okay, basically one project is formed by files and folders. Okay, in the root folder, you have this app file, okay, which has the main configuration of your app, like the project name, the package name, the version number, a table of colors, you define here your databases, the start event, fonts. You can use TrueType fonts, and you can add monetization with AdMob. You can also add purchases, in-app purchases, and well, the last thing, I don't know what is it. It appeared today, but this is an error. Okay, then you have these folders. So the views are the main user interface. I mean, a view is like a screen. Okay, so yeah, this is a view. I mean, the blue thing is not the view. I mean, the content below the blue bar, this is the view. Okay, then you have the view wrappers. View wrappers are like, yeah, the word says by itself, is the thing that wraps the view. Okay, so the view wrapper is this action bar. It can be the drawer menu, or I mean, you can create a wrapper with an action bar, a drawer, or a pager. You can also add pages, I mean tabs. Okay, for example, you can add pager. You create one. I mean, a wrapper is like a section of the app that one wrapper can contain several views. For example, if you put a pager, then you can add different views, like let's say welcome and about, for example. Then you put tabs. Okay, so now you see. Then you can add an action bar with a back button, for example, and you can add a menu in the action bar. Well, this emulator doesn't show the menu, but in the app you will see the 3 points here. Okay, and then you have this folder, the menus folder, and this is where you define your menus. Okay, but also JSON. Here we have, you see, level, options, and information. So here on level, I have 3 items, 3 keywords. You see these 3 items. So if I go to this wrapper, I'm using the main menu here. So I click here and I have all the things that I have in my menu file. Okay, with the icon, the title, the action. Okay, here I define everything. The icon for tricky, this one, and the functions it should do after the user clicks on it. Okay. Well, then I have this dialogues thing, which is for defining pop-ups. I have the certificates. This is only in case you want to sign your app using your own certificate. If you don't put anything, then we will generate a certificate for you. Then we have the external. This is where you put files like integrations with third-party providers like Firebase. Then we have jobs. This is for making things work even if the app is in sleep mode or something. Okay, so if the app goes to the background because the user goes to a different app, you can keep the app doing things like taking the location from the user, things like that. Okay, this is a job. It's like a background service. Then we have the rest folders. This is where we put all the images, videos, files, everything. Okay, you can arrange them in subfolders. And also you have to put the icon of the app here. And yeah, basically that's pretty much it. I mean, then of course you have a lot of logic, but yeah, basically that's it. I mean, yeah, this is basically the main structure of one project. Then the thing is that you can add a lot of logic with the function set that I told you. Then you have conditions, you have events. For example, in one view, you have events. So you can do things when the user clicks on back, or when it tries to exit this view, or when the view is loaded, you can do things, or before loading the view, you can do things, or when it's returning from another view, you can do things. Okay, but you can also do things like, for example, if you have a map, yeah, this app, for example. Okay. Here I have a map. So every component can have different events. Okay, for example, for a map, we have these 3 events. On ready, this is when the map is ready, then we can do things like set the center of the map or do things. Okay, so when the user scrolls the map, we can recognize when the map stopped and we can do functions here. Okay, for example, let me show you this app. Okay, this is my app. This is the same app you have here. Okay, I mean the preview is not very good, but anyway, this is the app. So I can move on the map, and when I stop, then it calls the on event, and you see that on the on event, where is that? On change. Sorry, I'm changing values with the same action I told you, the set. I'm changing the value. I'm storing in this cookie map center. I'm storing the value that is in the element my map, which is the map, this one, and the location. Okay, so I'm storing the location. Whenever I move, I mean the location is the center point of the map. So whenever I move, I store that, and then I can calculate the address using the value in that cookie. Okay, so after I have the address, I put it here. And whenever I change this, I know this is getting a bit more complicated, but I just want to show you the potential. When I change that, then I have this is the white bar here. So here I have this text. You see this one, the green one? That this text is listening to the same property. So if I change the property in some other part of the app, then this text changes automatically, you see? So you can do very complex things, but it's not super complicated to use. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. And you can create maps where people are moving. I mean, if every user is sending location, or for example, imagine that a company has trucks and they want to track where all the trucks are. They can have one app for every truck driver, and the app can be sending the location. Okay, and the manager could see all of them in one map, for example, and moving in real time, because the maps are going to be live, listening to the database on Firebase. Okay, so if someone changes, then the map is going to change. Look, this, I'm not sure if I still have the app. Yeah, this one, for example. Okay, I have this app. So this map is listening to a database. Okay, so for example, I have this point. I can edit this circle. So I go to edit. So now it's here, and I can change in real time. I mean, this is listening to the data, and this map is listening to the database. So if I change, for example, from kilometers to miles, you see, from these buttons, I'm changing the database. So since the map is listening to the database, then it changes automatically. Okay, so it can be in I mean, this app is not using Firebase, but if we can decide to change this database and use Firebase. So if something changes on Firebase, then we can change. I mean, it's immediate. Okay, so yeah, for logistics, it's perfect. Okay, yeah, I mean, you can do very complex things. So yeah, I think this is too much for. Well, if you have questions, I can answer them. But I mean, I don't want to give you all the information, because I maybe your head will explode, because I know it's too much information. Okay, but yeah, the idea is that next week, I guess I will repeat the webinar, because today was not very successful. I guess I didn't promote it. So nobody came, only Sonny, the guy that was before, but he already knows how to use Codoozer. So we changed and we started just talking. So I guess I will repeat this webinar next week, maybe. But well, maybe I'm in holidays. I still don't know. But then we will start getting every week. We will be offering new lessons, so that you will learn how to use maps, how to use databases, and it will be more complex every time, but you'll realize that it's not that complicated. Okay, so yeah, any question? Thank you. Yeah, I really believe that we are going to do something very big with Codoozer. Okay, because the potential, I mean, you can create real apps. I mean, not the app builder apps that normally they just provide information, or they are like pre-made apps. Okay, with this, you can have all the freedom to create your own things. Okay, and then if you plan to create apps, I mean, I'm not here to start being a salesman or something, but since we are on beta right now, we launched it on May. We call it beta because we only have Android apps now. Okay, we are developing the iOS version, and that will be ready, I hope, in September or maybe October. Okay, but while we are developing it, we are calling it beta. Okay, but Android is complete. You can create apps for Android right now. Okay, with all this functionality. Okay, but the thing is that now we are offering a super discount, 90% off. Okay, and it's based on tokens, on virtual currency. So instead of having subscriptions for hiding different services, we are going to have like virtual currencies called Dogecoin. Okay, so users will be able to buy Dogecoin and have it in their wallets, so they can spend Dogecoins for using services. Okay, for example, having an app for Android will be one Dogecoin for per month. Okay, so people will be able to buy Dogecoins, and they will be from, I think, from $6 to $12, depending on how much you buy every month. Okay, now we are offering them at $1. So now it's a big opportunity right now to save a lot of money in the future. Okay, no questions for now. Perfect. So yeah, then I guess we should stop here. It's late here in Spain. Well, I'm not sure in which, were you in Nigeria? I don't remember. Because, so, so I guess I'm not sure if you were there. I guess it's late also. Okay, I guess it's also very late in the night, right? I'm not sure if the time difference, but okay, only 1 hour earlier than here. It's not that late, but okay. So yeah, so I guess that's it for today. It's late here, so I need to go to sleep. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you find it useful. Okay, and yeah, next week I will try to be here. Ah, you were here. Okay, I thought you left. Yeah, sure. I really like to do it. I mean, it's not always easy to express everything, but yeah, I guess. But I don't know why my English webinars are always so unsuccessful, because nobody comes. I mean, maybe it's because of the time. I don't know. But I should promote it, promote them better, I guess. Anyway, I think for the next webinars, I will try to do, even if it's only you, I mean, if it's only one person, I will try to do them. And because if I record them, then people will watch them on YouTube. Because normally, I mean, for example, the Spanish webinars, we only have like 15 to 20 people normally. Okay, but then when we post the video, maybe they get like 100 or 200 views. So I guess I will do the same for English. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It needs promotion. So yeah, anyway, I will do the webinars even if it's only one or two people, so that we can keep the video on the channel. Okay. So yeah, now it's time for me to go. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you both. And see you soon. Okay. Bye bye.